Yep.
Shalom.
שלום לך.
מה שלומך?
בסדר גמור.
זה יום יפה בחוץ, נכון?
יפה מאוד.
כן, השמש זורחת והאוויר זה מאוד מאוד כזה בריא ויפה, right?
כן. העלים.
עלים, כן, העלים בעץ, מה? הם נדנדים נכון,
כן.
באוויר, נכון?
יותר מדי, לא יותר מדי חזק.
לא, נכון, לא יותר מדי חזק. מאוד מאוד נעים, זה חם, אבל לא יותר מדי חם, נכון? אז רציתי לשאול אותך, מתי למדת עברית?
כשאני הייתי בישראל
איפה?
בארץ ישראל בשנה השישית.
כשהיית בת 6?
לא.
בת כמה היית?
בת 8.
8? כן. אז לא ידעת אפילו מילה אחת בעברית? לפני כן?
נדמה לי, אני לא זוכרת, אני לא יודעת.
אז באמת זה היה קשה מאוד בשבילך, לא? הסבתא שלך, דיברת באיזה שפה? יידיש? אבל את דיברת יידיש. כן?
למדתי לדבר יידיש, כן.
כשהיית בארץ? אז הלכת רק ידעת אנגלית?
כשהלכתי,
כן.
זה לא, אני לא זוכרת אם זה, עברית, ללמוד עברית, או את אומרת אנגלית, לדבר אנגלית, את הקורס, אני לא יודעת.
אוקיי, אבל בארץ כולם דברו אנגלית, נכון? כי היה זמן שהאנגלים היו שם. אז זה לא היה בעיה, נכון? בבית ספר הם דיברו, בבית ספר חורף, איזה שפה הם דיברו?
יש בתחילה בעברית.
בעברית?
כן, אבל כשלמדו באנגלית, זה היה אנגלית.
איזה יופי. אז רק בארץ ישראל, כמה שנים הלכת לבית ספר שם? לא כל הזמן.
לא? שנתיים.
שנתיים.
בחודש.
שנתיים היית בבית ספר, ואחר כך לא למדת עברית. אז מאיפה למדת את העברית שלך? הלכת לאיזה בית ספר אחרי פובליק סקול?
אין דבר כזה שם.
לא. אז מאיפה את יכולה לדבר עברית כל כך טוב?
שומעים.
שומעים אנשים מדברים וזה כזה...
חוזרים וכזה.
I'm very impressed. That's amazing. You just told me that you had no formal Hebrew language learning.
I had no form of English language.
Hebrew
language.
That's amazing. And your father spoke Hebrew?
He knew from the science, the Bible.
Bible Hebrew. Biblical Hebrew. So we were talking about biblical Hebrew, and part of what this professor was telling us is that a lot of the words have to be changed. And I knew a lot of it. And I actually walked out of that class and I turned to Robert and I said, I have to thank my mom for giving me such a wonderful Hebrew education between Flatbush and Mossad. I remember, and Dad had a very strong love for Hebrew language. Did you speak to Dad in Hebrew? So really it was the two of you speaking Hebrew that enforced your Hebrew maybe.
On you.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you really were in Israel for 2 years only with formal education, then you came back to the States, how did you retain your knowledge of Hebrew? That's amazing. Did you ever learn how to like read from a siddur, read a chumash? Did you have...
Dad taught me.
Dad, as in your dad or my dad? Ooh, hello, get off my leg. Ew. That's a big ant. Sorry. My dad or your dad taught you Hebrew language?
Your dad definitely stressed the Hebrew language.
I know, but really, if you didn't know much before, how did you have such a strong knowledge of Hebrew? It's amazing to me. I think it's fantastic. You don't know. You never had like after school programs where you learned Hebrew.
I never went.
Did you cut or were you never like sent?
I never wanted to go.
Aha, so that's the truth. You were supposed to go, but you never went.
But he didn't care. At the end, it didn't matter. My mother, it's against. Anne went to Talmud Torah. I refused to go.
You refused to go?
Yeah.
What a rebel. What did you prefer to do with your time?
I was so upset that we moved to Israel.
Yes, for you it was a very hard thing to do.
No classes.
The first years you didn't go to school or the last years? When did you?
First year.
The first year. So socially you were really lost. That's very hard. I'm sorry. That must have been very difficult. So you just refused to go to Talmud Torah. So you were a rebel. So how'd you learn to daven? Or it wasn't important, you didn't learn to daven?
I didn't learn to daven.
But how do you know how to read Hebrew? Just the year afterwards when you went to school?
And not only that, but, like now,
Yes.
the last, 97, 92 of the,
Oh, you're talking about Tehillim. Yes, the Tehillim, right.
that helps me.
By saying Tehillim over and over.
Over and over and over again.
But I think...
Because I read the English as well, I didn't just...
I know you did that. But that's as an adult. You knew Hebrew when I was a kid growing up. How?
But you could forget it very quickly.
You could, but you had a great basis somewhere. I think it's amazing. I'm very happy to see that you also won your bingo. When did you play? Today?
No,
Oh,
the night before last, I think.
cool. Do you want to give a message to your grandchildren? We'll send it out later. You could say anything you like now in any language. What would you like to tell them?
Are you ready, all of you?
For what? They're ready for your message. Go ahead. What do you want to say?
שיהיו לכם יום יפה, יום נעים,
Kol Tuv? You could say goodbye in English then.
נראה, okay? I'll say שלום לך, לכם, לכל, כולכם.